Podcast Talk. Learn English naturally.
Stop thinking, start talking.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to English Podcast Hub. I'm John.
And I'm Daniela. Thanks for joining us for today's episode about one of the biggest obstacles English learners face.
Today, we're talking about overthinking, why it prevents you from speaking fluently, and how to break free from analysis paralysis.
So many learners say, I understand English perfectly when I read or listen, but when I try to speak, I freeze. I overthink everything and can't get words out.
This is incredibly common and incredibly frustrating. You know the language, but your brain gets stuck in analysis mode instead of production mode.
So today we're going to explain why this happens and, more importantly, give you concrete strategies to stop overthinking and start talking confidently.
But before we start, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, turn on notifications, and comment below. Let's begin by understanding what overthinking actually is. Daniela, what happens in the brain when we overthink?
Overthinking is when you get stuck analyzing, questioning your grammar, searching for the perfect word, worrying about mistakes, instead of just communicating.
Your brain shifts from automatic mode to editing mode. Instead of producing language naturally, you're constantly monitoring and critiquing yourself.
This creates a bottleneck. You're trying to speak and edit simultaneously, which is cognitively overwhelming.
Native speakers speak first, then sometimes self-correct if needed. Learners often try to perfect the sentence before speaking, which causes massive delays.
And ironically, the more you overthink, the worse you speak. Your speech becomes slow, choppy, and unnatural.
So, why do learners overthink? What causes this pattern?
Reason 1, perfectionism. You believe you must speak perfectly or not at all.
Reason 2, fear of judgment. You're terrified of making mistakes and being judged for them.
Reason 3, translating from your native language. You're thinking in your first language, which adds a mental translation step.
Reason 4, insufficient practice. Without enough speaking experience, nothing becomes automatic, so everything requires conscious thought.
Reason 5, academic learning focus. If you've spent years studying grammar rules but little time actually speaking, you default to rule-checking mode.
Now, here's the core truth you need to understand. Communication beats perfection every single time.
If you communicate your message, even with grammar mistakes, even with simple vocabulary, you've succeeded.
But if you say nothing because you're trying to formulate the perfect sentence, you've failed to communicate.
Let me ask you a question, listeners. Would you rather hear someone say, yesterday I go to store and buy bread, grammatically imperfect but clear, or watch someone struggle silently for 30 seconds trying to formulate, yesterday I went to the store and purchased a loaf of bread?
The first speaker communicated effectively. The second speaker hasn't communicated at all yet.
This is why we say, stop thinking, start talking. Imperfect communication is infinitely better than perfect silence.
Now, let's discuss the first major strategy. Give yourself permission to make mistakes.
This sounds simple, but it's revolutionary. You must genuinely accept that mistakes are not just okay, they're necessary and beneficial.
Mistakes are feedback. They're how your brain learns. Making mistakes and continuing to speak is the fastest path to improvement.
Right now, before we go further, I want you to say out loud, I give myself permission to make mistakes in English.
Seriously, say it. I give myself permission to make mistakes in English.
How does that feel? Liberating? Scary? Both?
The fear of mistakes is the chain that keeps you silent. Break that chain.
Strategy 2. Adopt the good enough principle.
Stop searching for the perfect word or the perfect grammar structure. Use good enough language that communicates your meaning.
Can't remember the word refrigerator? Say cold box for food. Not perfect, but completely understandable.
Can't remember exhausted? Say very, very tired. Close enough.
The goal is communication, not linguistic perfection. Good enough is actually excellent when it gets your message across.
Strategy 3. Use the 3-second rule.
Give yourself a maximum of 3 seconds to start speaking. After that, you must say something, anything.
This forces you out of overthinking mode. You don't have time to perfect the sentence, so you just speak.
It feels uncomfortable at first, but it trains your brain to prioritize action over analysis.
Start with low-pressure situations. Practice alone or with patient friends using this rule.
Strategy 4. Speak before you're ready.
This is counterintuitive but crucial. Don't wait until you feel ready, confident, or fluent. Start speaking now, even though you're not ready.
Readiness comes from speaking, not from studying. You'll never feel completely ready if you're waiting for that feeling before you start.
It's like swimming. You can study techniques forever, but you won't feel ready until you actually get in the water.
So jump in. Speak before you're ready. Readiness develops through speaking, not before it.
Strategy 5. Use simple language intentionally.
Many learners think they should use complex vocabulary and grammar to sound impressive. This creates overthinking.
But native speakers regularly use simple, clear language. Simple doesn't mean stupid, it means effective.
Instead of searching for utilize, just say use. Instead of purchase, say buy. Instead of commence, say start. Communicate clearly with simple words rather than struggling to remember fancy words.
As you speak more, your vocabulary naturally becomes more sophisticated, but start simple.
Strategy 6. Practice stream of consciousness speaking.
This means speaking continuously about anything for a set time, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, without stopping or editing.
Talk about your day, describe your surroundings, explain your opinions. The topic doesn't matter.
The rule is you cannot stop. You must keep talking even if you make mistakes, even if you don't know what to say next.
This trains your brain to produce language continuously rather than stopping to edit.
It's uncomfortable at first. You'll make mistakes. You'll say a lot. That's perfect. You're training production mode.
Do this daily, even just for 2 minutes. Your fluency will improve dramatically.
Strategy 7. Reframe mistakes as experiments.
Instead of thinking, I made a mistake, I'm bad at English, think, I experimented with language and I got feedback.
Scientists don't see failed experiments as personal failures. They're just data points that inform the next experiment.
When you make a grammar mistake, you're testing a hypothesis about how English works. You got feedback. Now you know.
This mental reframe removes the emotional sting of mistakes. It makes them informational instead of shameful.
Strategy 8. Focus on the message, not the medium.
When speaking, concentrate on what you're saying, not how you're saying it.
What idea are you communicating? What feeling are you expressing? What information are you sharing?
When your focus shifts to the message, you naturally stop obsessing over grammar and vocabulary.
You become engaged with communication rather than self-conscious about language.
This is how native speakers talk, focused on meaning, not on linguistic form.
Strategy 9. Use sentence starters automatically.
Examples: I think that, in my opinion, the way I see it, from my experience, what I mean is.
These give you automatic entry points into sentences. While your mouth is saying these phrases, your brain has time to formulate the rest of the thought.
They're linguistic training wheels. Eventually, you won't need them, but they help you get speaking now.
Strategy 10. Embrace pauses without apology.
Pausing while you think is completely normal and acceptable. Even native speakers do it.
The problem is when pauses become long and frequent because you're overthinking.
But strategic brief pauses while you gather thoughts are fine. Don't apologize for them.
Just don't let the pause become a black hole where you're spiraling into analysis paralysis.
A pause should be gathering my next thought, not questioning everything I've said and will say.
Now let's discuss the role of self-talk in overthinking.
The conversation you have with yourself matters enormously.
Overthinking often involves negative self-talk. I'm going to mess this up. Everyone will judge me. My English is terrible.
This activates anxiety, which makes speaking harder, which confirms the negative belief. It's a vicious cycle.
Break the cycle with positive self-talk. I'm learning. Communication is the goal. Mistakes help me improve. I'm brave for trying.
You're not lying to yourself. These statements are objectively true.
And they shift your brain from threat mode to learning mode, which makes speaking easier.
Now let's talk about the environment you practice in.
Start in safe, supportive environments where overthinking is less likely.
Practice alone first, then with patient, encouraging friends, then with language exchange partners. Gradually increase difficulty.
Don't start with high-stakes situations like job interviews or presentations if you're trying to overcome overthinking.
Build confidence through success in easier situations first.
And find people who make you comfortable. Some conversation partners trigger your overthinking, others put you at ease.
It's okay to be selective about who you practice with initially.
Now let's discuss the relationship between overthinking and translation.
If you're thinking in your native language and translating, you're inherently overthinking.
Translation adds an entire extra step. Think in language A, translate to language B, check if translation is correct, then speak.
This guarantees overthinking because you're doing multiple cognitive processes.
The solution is thinking directly in English, which we've covered in previous episodes.
Quick reminder, narrate your day in English. Have internal conversations in English. Describe your surroundings in English.
The more you think in English throughout the day, the less you'll overthink when speaking because you're already in English mode.
Now let's do a demonstration. I'll overthink a response, then give the same response without overthinking.
Great. I'll ask, what did you do last weekend?
Let me think. So last weekend, wait, should I say on last weekend or last weekend? I think just last weekend. Okay. So last weekend what's the past tense of go? Oh, right, went. I went to, no wait, should I say I went to or I visited, which is more natural?
You see the problem? Nothing's been communicated yet.
Now without overthinking. Last weekend I went to the beach with my family. We swam, we ate good food, we relaxed. It was really nice. I felt very happy.
Perfect. Clear, communicative, natural. And yes, there are simple grammar structures, but the message came across perfectly.
That's the difference. The second version prioritized communication over perfection.
Now let's discuss why overthinking actually makes your English worse, not better.
When you overthink, your speech becomes slow, choppy, and unnatural, the opposite of fluency.
You lose the rhythm and flow of natural speech. Long pauses break the conversational momentum.
Your listener has to wait, which is awkward for both of you.
And you're so focused on grammar that you forget about tone, emphasis, and natural expression.
You might get the grammar right, but sound robotic and unengaging.
Whereas if you speak naturally with minor errors, you sound friendly, engaging, and much more fluent.
So overthinking doesn't achieve its goal. It doesn't make you sound better, it makes you sound worse.
Now let's talk about the difference between preparation and overthinking.
Preparation is good. If you know you'll discuss a topic, it's smart to think about vocabulary and key points beforehand.
That's planned thinking, done before the conversation. That's helpful.
Overthinking is happening during the conversation, interrupting your speech and creating anxiety.
So prepare before, but during the conversation, just flow.
Trust that the preparation has done its job. Let go and speak.
Now let's discuss physical techniques to reduce overthinking.
Believe it or not, your body affects your mind. Physical state influences mental state.
Deep breathing before speaking activates your parasympathetic nervous system, reducing anxiety.
Good posture, standing or sitting up straight, has been shown to increase confidence and reduce overthinking.
Smiling, even artificially, reduces stress and anxiety. It tricks your brain into feeling more relaxed.
So, before speaking English, take deep breaths, sit up straight, smile. These physical actions reduce overthinking.
Now let's create an action plan for listeners struggling with overthinking.
Week 1. Practice stream of consciousness speaking for 2 minutes daily. Topic doesn't matter, just speak continuously.
Week 2. Add the 3-second rule. When asked a question, you must start speaking within 3 seconds.
Week 3. Have one conversation with a language partner using intentionally simple language. Don't reach for complex words.
Week 4. Record yourself speaking and listen back. Notice that your mistakes aren't as catastrophic as they felt.
Week 5 through 8. Increase difficulty gradually. Longer speaking sessions, more complex topics, more conversation partners.
Throughout, daily positive self-talk. Reframe mistakes as experiments. Focus on message, not medium.
Remember, this is a process. You won't eliminate overthinking overnight.
But with consistent practice, you will notice yourself speaking more freely, more naturally, more confidently.
Now let's address a common question. But won't I develop bad habits if I don't focus on grammar?
This is a valid concern, but here's the truth. You need different modes for different purposes.
Study time is for learning grammar, vocabulary, and structures. During study time, analyze all you want.
During speaking time is for communication and fluency. During speaking time, stop analyzing and just communicate.
These are separate activities with separate goals. Don't confuse them.
When you practice speaking freely, you're not ignoring grammar, you're training fluency.
Over time, as patterns repeat and you get feedback, your grammar improves naturally through usage.
Plus, you can do self-correction after speaking. Oh, I said I go yesterday. I should have said I went yesterday. I'll remember that.
Quick correction and moving on, not stopping mid-sentence to deliberate.
Now, as we wrap up, let's emphasize the core message one more time.
Speaking English fluently is not about knowing everything perfectly.
It's about being willing to communicate imperfectly, to make mistakes, to sound foolish sometimes, and to keep going anyway.
Every fluent speaker you admire went through a phase of making tons of mistakes.
The difference between people who become fluent and people who stay stuck is this. The fluent speakers kept talking despite mistakes.
The stuck people kept overthinking, kept waiting to feel ready, kept prioritizing perfection over communication.
Don't wait for permission. Don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait for perfect conditions.
Stop thinking, start talking, today, right now.
Your English will improve through speaking, not through thinking about speaking.
Be brave, be imperfect, be communicative.
Thank you all so much for joining us on English Podcast Hub today. We hope this episode has empowered you to break free from overthinking.
Remember, the conversation happening in your head should be happening out loud instead.
If you found this episode helpful, please subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with other learners who are stuck overthinking.
And here's your challenge. Within the next 24 hours, have a 5-minute conversation in English with someone. Don't overthink, just talk.
Until next time, stop thinking, start talking, and keep improving.
Speak freely, everyone.